from Cruising Podcast.
I'm Jeremy, one half of Fusion High Podcast.
I'm Howard, 1/4 of the Phantom Nerds.
Garrett.
I wasn't right here, that's cool. And I am the other half of the Fusion High Podcast, Chad.
Hello. I'm with the WBN Podcast. I'm Chapo.
I'm 2/3 of WBN Podcast. My name is Mark.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Anyone take it?
Okay. Anime is awesome.
Yeah.
Anime is amazing, am I right, guys?
Panel's over. Anime is awesome. We're done.
Okay, let's go ahead. So there has been, I want to say, a little bit more resurgence in the younger people's getting into anime again. Okay, so we have, let's say, Demon Slayer. We have, of course, Naruto, Boruto, however you want to call it. There's a number of animes that have been bringing in across different people of genres, cultures. They just come together, almost like how Dragon Ball Z brought other, previous generations together. So, question is, do you see this continuing? Do you see people more interesting, more animes coming out? Where are we going from here?
1,000%. Yeah, it's gonna go with the future. I mean, my kids, like I said, I'm not even a soccer guy, but I got my kids in the Blue Lock, and that's something that we get to bond with on a weekly basis, and it's amazing. It's unbelievable how much hype and excitement that they have in there, the character development, the arcs, the growth. I mean, it really is something amazing, and I think it's only gonna get better as the future goes on.
Honestly, I seen this thing on TikTok literally last night that's perfect for this topic. It was talking about how, like, in a lot of Western comics, how superheroes are looked at as more like godlike, like, oh, they do it themselves. But anime versus is like, oh, people have powers and everything, but they're more human. Like, oh, they don't do anything by themselves. They need people, which I think is a big part of why anime is getting bigger and bigger, which is why it keeps getting bigger. It's like, oh, we need more things to relate to, like something that makes us feel like, okay, I can be you. If I look at Superman, I don't think I can be Superman. Like, oh, he's just Superman. But I look at anime characters, like, no matter how strong they are, they always have one weakness where it emphasizes you need people around you to make you be better. And that's something we can all relate to in life. So it's like, it's more, I mean, I know it's fake, it's animated, but like, in a sense, it's more relatable than some of the other stuff that we have. So because of that, I think it's gonna keep getting better. More people are gonna see why it's so great, and I just love it.
Yeah, right. How you follow that up? But yeah, to kind of go off what he's saying, I agree. The one thing I know I love about anime, and I've talked to a lot of people when we talk about anime, is the stories. Like you said, how it's so relatable. Like Demon Slayer. For me, Tanjiro is such an endearing character. Like, he's always in his head trying to figure out, okay, I need to do this. I know I'm not great, but like you said, I have my people with me. I have the other Demon Slayers with me. I know I may be the weakest one, but in actuality, he's actually pretty tough. And he just finds that out along the way, and that's the same thing for us people here. Like, I know for myself doing podcasting. Before this guy got me into doing podcasting, I never thought that I would be able to do anything like this, because I was so nervous about speaking in front of people, but kind of like anime, it kind of hypes me up. It's like, man, I know I can do this. I know I can do it. If Tanjiro and Luffy can do it, I can do it too. So,
That's right, buddy. Oh yeah, I completely agree that it's going to continue to get better. I mean, continue to grow in popularity, especially with our age group. It's pretty much the millennials. We're now like, we are the parents now. Well, not me, but we are the parents now. I'm an uncle, but I get to pass it down to younger generations. They get to see the stories that through my eyes also. And I think that's what's so great about anime. Like, our community, like, no matter what, it's going to continue to grow.
If I can take a little step further on that one, I feel like anime is gonna outlast even like Western civilization, because I attribute like One Piece to the Odyssey or that of the Iliad. Like, to this day, we still study that, that kind of history. So I say the same thing, like, hey, have you guys ever heard of One Piece? It's an epic, as big as the Odyssey, Actually, like Jason and the Argonauts, a bunch of superhero folks on a boat. They, instead of looking for the Golden Fleece, they're looking for the One Piece. So like the same thing is to like, beyond our, the Western civilization, like, how, over time, Greece and Rome, but like the myth of Zeus and so on and so forth, the same thing you'll hear with like the famous Goku, 1,000 years ago. There's a story about this, this alien that will look at the moon and then turn into a giant monkey. You know, stuff like that we'll study back in the day. Like in the future, I feel like it'll outlast us as well.
And going back to what you said, millennials are becoming the now parents, and we're seeing a lot of remasters or reimagining of animes. So we have Trigun, Cowboy Bebop has a live action. Now, what animes are you looking forward to, in the works or not, of reimagining, retelling, or remastering?
Cyborg 009, because they did it again, but the animation was not good, and I need them to redo it with better animation, because Cyborg 009, if you haven't watched it, as a kid, I was like, oh, it was just beautiful. Dude wakes up in the laboratory, figures out he has powers, finds other people like him, tries to survive. It was a great show as a kid.
Outlaw Star. Oh my God. I mean, all the above, man. Now everything's digital and stuff like that. Oh man, the graphics gonna be crisp. It's gonna be crisp.
I would actually really like to see Ronin Warriors redone. Oh man, Ronin Warriors was my show. Like that actually made me fall in love with Sailor Moon, because it was kind of the same thing, right? So I would love to see that remaster, because I talked to a lot of people and they're like, Ronin Warriors, what's that? And I'm like, oh, that was like some crazy old man. I'm like, it was good in my day, I promise.
I had a DVD. My mom had a big SUV that had like the DVD in the car. Ronin Warriors was stuck in it for years. I was never mad at it. I'm worship, I'm turning it on. I watched the same episodes over. Like that was my
Now, one anime I think is in the works, but it might just be rumors, Rurouni Kenshin. And that series. Now, I think that is a classic story, tragic, all the good stuff. But then kind of an obscure anime that you don't really hear, Hamtaro. I think that would be adorable to bring
The
back.
hamster?
The hamster!
I'm here for
Wouldn't it be, I think with this generation, just like Hawaii culture and everything like that,
They would ride it so hard.
it would,
Don't.
but I cannot find Hamtaro nowhere.
You don't. You know what? You watch that Chip Pokemon episode on South Park? That's real. Because I was like, I'm like, well, how do I watch this? It's just cute little hamsters. I don't know if any of y'all know about this. It's cute little hamsters. Even the little girl, eyes is like big and bright. And I'm like, why am I watching this? Like, this is so girly. And I couldn't stop watching it. Yeah, right? And I was like a teenage boy. And it was like, go going Pearl Harbor now because, Chip Pokemon. Jokes. It's a drinking clock to me. No, I'm joking.
I think the one reimagining I would like to see is Dead Man Wonderland. I just want them to finish it.
No, just finish it. Please, we don't remake it. Just give me another season.
Just please give us another season. I don't know if y'all saw the ODA to it too, where they had Crow being a cop and everything like that. I just need the rest of the backstory and then continue on with another season. We need that. Sure.
I've been waiting for years.
So this is completely off topic, but OVAs, okay? OVAs can be a godsend for, we want that extra season, let's give us a wrap up. Why America, the States, whatever you want to call it, why aren't we getting those OVAs? There are so many OVAs that are almost gatekeeped and not translated. You can't get them anywhere unless, again, you buy them from Japan over there. And then when you bring it here, your DVD, whatever, can't even play it because it's not coded for the region. What are your theories behind this? Why are they gatekeeped?
Guess they want to keep all the good stuff to themselves, but if you got Crunchyroll, hey, the gatekeeping is no longer existing. I was watching OVAs of Attack on Titan just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, me too, dog. There was the good, right?
Yeah.
Could be censorship also. Maybe. I could be wrong.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, we like to censor things.
Yeah. We're watching Tenchimuyo.
Oh, yeah.
I had my kids around. I was like, oh,
I could
now
not watch it. Oh, and Outlaw Stars. Don't put that on. Don't put that on.
Yeah. Well, that one episode. Just that one episode.
Yeah, just one episode, but it's enough.
I just want to double back real quick to the remakes. Something that I wish, that we got a sample to see was in the Dragon Ball superhero movie was Dragon Ball with like some fine tuning done to some of the graphics. I think it'd be cool just to see what they could do just to touch up. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a classic. I would never want to do it any injustice, but just to see, like, it was cool to see it in superhero. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome to see something that we loved as a kid with New Day graphics. let's see what they do with that. If they redid Dragon Ball.
Now, some of the best animes are based on the mangas. Now, where do you think, because Crunchyroll and Funimation, they've been making a lot lately mangas into the TV series, into the movies. What mangas would you die for to get an anime of?
Oh, I got you right here. When that's coming, like when is it? What do you announce?
Either or.
Oh, I got you right here, just quick and dirty, man. And I wanted like a legit one, like done to like, you can do it even black and white, just make it HD, Berserk, all day. And I'm talking past the golden era, you know, like finally, you know, move on. Like I know, because that's the manga that is just so existential, so deep, well written, but they never got the justice that, you know, and when they did get the anime, it was like cartoonish, like, bro, are you serious? Like, but unfortunately. Thank you.
I will say it's not. I mean, you can consider it manga. It's like a manga. Solo Leveling is coming out.
Oh,
next year.
I
When
can't
tell you,
wait.
when I first read it, I stayed up all. I did not go to bed. I had class the next day. I skipped class. I had to read. I started like 10 p.m. Did not sleep till like noon the next day. I finished it in one day. It was that good.
Oh my
I was
God.
like, yeah, no, like this. I need this. And when I saw it a couple months back there, I was like, okay, yes, thank you. Please just stick to the original, like the script. Like, do not change nothing up. I want to see this visually. It's like mangas are always great when they. A great example is Promised Neverland.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like that's a great example of how when you don't stick to the script, you just ruin it for everybody. Like season 1 was great. Season 2 was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's the worst. That's the hardest fall off in anime. I've never seen anything. One that I would mention, even though the anime just came out, but I've been screaming from the rooftops that it needs to be animated, is Mashal. I don't know if anybody's seen Mashal. It's basically Magical One Punch Man. It's basically what it is. The guy, he doesn't have any magic, but he just swole. And he punches magic in the face. It's amazing.
It's not a manga, but it's a Chinese manhwa. Resident Evil. Let's animate that.
Okay.
Resident Evil.
Okay.
Yeah. The Chinese did back in the 90s. And Ori too. Oh my God. Switch some salt in, you done. That is.
Okay. So let's say One Piece, Dragon Ball. These franchises that have been spanning over decades, right? What other animes that are current are, you know, about around, you know, a couple years old, what anime series would you like to span that long?
No.
What
no,
has,
no,
what
I
has
can't
the
agree.
potential
I can't agree.
to like go on and just
Like if Homeboy decided to finish it, probably Hunter x Hunter.
Okay, yes, that's
probably
one.
that one,
That's
yeah.
one. I'll say other than Hunter x Hunter, I don't think there's any other animes out there that can do that. It just specifically because those animes, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, and we can even put Naruto in the same box. The time period they came out on, it was perfect for like a longevity anime. Nowadays, people are not gonna want to watch something that's long. It's too slow paced. Like people don't want to build with the short, grow with it like we did when we were younger.
Yeah.
So it's just not going to work. It's the fact that they started back then. It makes it work. I don't think there's any show that can come out that's like, oh yeah. I mean, Gintama, but that doesn't really count.
Man, I think Jujutsu Kaisen. And it's honestly just because I'm selfish. I want to see it all end. Like it all needs to, like it's so good. Like the manga's so good, everything's so great about it, but we have to wait. How many years has it been since the last season? It's been like 2 or 3 years, like that's way too long. So I would really like to just see that. And there's so much they can do with the stories because they already gave one character his own movie. So there's so much you can do within that universe.
I'm just saying, Bleach can go on forever. I love Bleach more than anything, any anime. If that goes on forever, I'm cool with it. Like I cannot wait for 1,000 years for the second part of 1,000 Years Blood War. Man, I'm very excited about Bleach. For sure.
Can I actually ask this question though, based off what you said? Rather than an anime just continuing for a long time, what if it's like it continues, but they're kids? Like with Bleach, I read the manga. I don't want to. Let me just a general anime like the adults finish their story, they have kids, and like based on
Like Naruto, stuff like that.
because like
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen would work perfectly for that because there's always going to be demons, there's always going to be those things
Right.
there. So it's like, oh, now you see the next generation, and then it's like,
Yushime, stuff like that. Yeah, exactly.
and I feel like that could work, and nowadays just don't do like Boruto, please. 100 and something episodes of nothing. I looked online, it has like 90% filler or something. I was like,
90% filler is absolutely insane.
You know, I will co-sign with something that you did say as far as those shows coming out at a certain time period. Like, One Piece is probably, in my opinion, one of the greatest animes that's ever existed, right? And I only caught on like 6 months ago, right? And I'm late. I'm super late. I'm like at 7 something right now. That's where I'm at episode-wise. However, I will say that.
Want me to spoil it for you?
No, please don't. we have a prediction of what the One Piece is, but we don't know. So, I will say that people get scared of One Piece. They're like, I'm not watching it, bro. If it takes 1,000 episodes to get good. It takes 35 episodes for you to get to Arlong, right? And that's when the whole Nami scene happens. That's when I'm told I was invested in Sanji, and I'm like, that's 20 something, right? Like, that's where I'm like, people, but they hear 1,000 plus episodes. They're like, I just refuse to watch it, bro. You know, and I'm like, it's crazy.
They're missing out.
Every time I tell people One Piece, I tell them this: stop looking at it for the destination. Enjoy the journey, because that's what it's about. Every night, just watch 3 to 5. You don't need to finish it in a month. Just enjoy the journey it takes you on. 3 to 5 episodes a night is perfect. Episodes are like 18, 15 minutes each, really.
It's bite-sized.
3 to 5 episodes, and then sooner or later, it doesn't matter how long it takes. Because I think people are like, oh, I want to see the end. I'm like, no, just enjoy it. Like, anime back then came out for us to escape from reality. Like, it's like we want to feel ourselves in this world, so like we want to be engrossed. Like, oh, let me get into it. Let me build with it. Nowadays, people are like, oh, I just want something to just give me endorphins. Like, oh, action, and that's like,
Dragon Ball Z at 5 o'clock. I didn't want to know how Dragon Ball Z ended. I was rushing to go watch Dragon Ball Z at 5 o'clock. You know, like right after school, that's what I was doing. But I mean, like now everybody's like, well, how many episodes? It's 24. Man, if it was 12, I'd watch it. You know, like I'm like, what do you mean? There's so much. But Oda's in the same boat. I'm like, I know One Piece is wrapping up, quote unquote, 5 to 7 years. But I'm like, I'm so sad when that's gonna happen. I want more islands. I want more adventures. I want more people to know. I want more crazy stories. I want more gears. Like, give me more, bro. Give me more.
Now, leading up, what do you think makes One Piece, Dragon Ball? What do you think, like these long-lasting animes? Why are they successful? Why is it because they're based on mangas? It's because they coincide with it. What is it that drives it to continue? That drives me to keep watching?
So One Piece, I can speak on One Piece for sure. I didn't really get into One Piece until my first time coming to Comicpalooza. So many people were telling me about it. They were just talking about the story. The story is so great. The story is so great. I'm like, okay, I want to finally give it a go. And when I did, to me, that's what keeps everyone coming back. The story for One Piece, the writing, the world building. I can use like Naruto for instance. Even in the fillers, they're like, hey, it's just random ninja you're gonna fight. And they're like, we're gonna see you again next time, we promise. You never see that person again. But every single character in One Piece, both of them are important. They come back in and out. It may be 200 episodes, but you see a random character like, oh man, it's Bucky, yeah. So to me, it's the world building. Like I said, it takes us away from everyday life. In One Piece, man, to me, that's what One Piece is.
Should have said that yesterday when we was moderating. Dang.
Hey, it was about them. It wasn't about me.
I get you. For me, for Dragon Ball Z, that dreaded Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball GT was
Okay, GT gets too much hate. It wasn't
GT
bad.
was best.
It came out, like Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, that came out when I was like high schoolish era.
Same here.
So I would rush home 3:30 trying to turn on the TV. There are like different storylines that kind of just like negate GT. It wasn't the worst. And I think it's way too much hate.
I think the beginning was just on the fact that they turned Goku back
To a kid.
It's like, man, we want to see this aforementioned Super Saiyan 5 with the white hair that we were seeing online. I want to see that.
Oh yeah. Out the future, right?
Come on.
But with that being said, like what I believe we kept going is because like, okay, there's more characters that come back, new characters. Goku keeps meeting all these people and all these aliens, and all these races, and all this, and then the different moves that they did. They introduced Ki, they introduced Flying, Red River Army, Corn and Cat. I'm like, this guy's training with a freaking house cat. That's awesome. Then Piccolo, and then they had a bad crazy fight. And then introduced another character. his son. He got married. See how it just expand. And then, oh no, my homie, what? Oh, shout out to my boy Krillin. He turned Super Saiyan. And then, got the transformation. Then you got Frieza with 92 of them bad boys, and now he's black. That's a new thing. And hey, I'm just saying. See, and then okay, later on beers, Japanese call them bills. You knew a little bit about that. Then okay, now you got the Gods of Destruction. It just goes on and on and on. I want y'all to see me. I freaking love it. I freaking love it. I get y'all say the One Piece is real, but I want to get the dang Dragon Balls.
You want some boom? Get a comic.
I don't want to hear about boom. It's about Jeremy right now.
She wants her ashes lifted just like just like 2 years younger.
Yeah.
I think what's great about the animes is that definitely the story building, the world building. I think the character development for sure. You see them mature in front of our eyes as we're watching the story. So that's why I think that this is going to continue. Why they continue on, because Luffy gets a different gear. For me it's Bleach, and so it's going to be Ichigo gets another Bankai or something like that. Like you want to see the newest things from these characters, and we're going to continue to get them from the long-running animes. That's what I love about it.
Now, we're talking about long-running animes. How about the animes that ended too soon, okay? I'll go ahead and start. Yu Yu Hakusho, we all know what happened with that. The deadlines, the restrictions with the manga itself. The author, he made Hunter x Hunter, for whatever you guys want to say. Okay, it's Hunter x Hunter, by the way. But with Yu Yu Hakusho, he killed it. He was done with it. He was like, it was insane. He was working himself to death. What do you guys think? What are your animes that you wish just had a couple extra episodes, another season?
I'm glad you touched on that, because we do talk about those kind of animes that I do miss. Like, man, I wish I had longer. But there's ones that were short, but they were perfect. Where they were so good, I don't bother to watch them again. Not because it was so good to watch again. It's just it's perfect. There's no need. A to B, makes sense. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Everything made sense. Story. Yes, beautiful. And yes, you couldn't continue because they went to the other world. They grew up. Hopefully, got married with the girl. But honestly, if you tell me they lived a happy ever after and that was it, I accept it. Exactly. Short, but straight to the point. Well written, everything, world building, you name it, emotional, to the T, short but perfect. If I could give that example of a perfect short one.
This goes out to 1/4 of the Phantom Nerds Ken. This anime did not finish, and we wanted it to finish so bad. It's one of the best fighting animes we've ever seen, martial arts. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Tenjo Tenge. That anime was crazy. It's a set of a bunch of really, really crazy martial artists in high school. This one dude thinks he's the best. He's trying to fight. He gets mollywopped in the cafeteria. I promise you, is it Tenjo Tenge or Tenjo Tenge? That anime is. I put them on, and he's mind you, I put him on, and now he's on me talking about why did you put me on an anime that's not finished? It's that anime was,
It's you will have to be miserable with me so we can experience it together and bond.
I'll say as a kid, there were so many animes I used to go on YouTube and just look up best anime fights, and if I saw a fight I liked, I just go watch the whole anime. I was let me. And then most of those animes be 10 episodes. It's and then it stops and there's no real ending. I'm I want to know what happens next, but I just gotta move on and find something else.
Mine is probably, I had one who was Dead Man Wonderland for sure, and then another one was Gangsta. I don't know if anybody's seen that one. Yeah. It kind of ended on a cliffhanger. I just wish we got another season of that. We got to finish it off. I love that story. It was beautiful. No, it was very, really good. So.
One, I got two. So one was kind of not anime, Boondocks. That last season, that first of all, if we could do it again, take that 4th season off. Because it wasn't really about Aaron McGruder, by the way. Yeah, and then because of deadlines and all that good stuff, right? And then shout out to Grant. There you go. So they can do more of that. Oh my God, I love that. And then the second one, God, I got so into this one, I forgot.
That's me half the time. It's okay.
Nah, man, it's anime right now. Oh, I'm trying to remember. You got one?
Oh yeah, I do. It's one I just recently watched, and it's kind of like what you're saying. It ended perfectly. It really did. But I just wanted to know, and like it ended kind of like on the cliffhanger. Angel Beats. Has anyone seen this? I'm up here I was in the sauna at the gym. Up in tears. I'm like, they can't tell I'm crying because I'm sweating. Man, this anime was so sad. It was a perfect ending, but
Wait,
I
you
just.
watching anime? Sorry.
Why not?
You found it over here?
Hey man, it's a Samsung. If it blows up, it blows up. I think they, you know how Samsung does, man. They made that Note 7 that was blowing up everywhere. I think they fixed it. But no, Angel Beach for me, man, that was one that I just needed one more episode to see what happened to the main character. Just one.
Recovery. Both of them Netflix shows. One of them was Doro. My wife loves that, and it is pretty cool. She got me into it. They ain't making nothing no more. And the second one was called Cannon Busters. Check it out.
I didn't even watch it, but you told me it got canceled. I'm like,
No, it ain't. Just make another one.
I'm not hurting myself.
Dude, it's nice though. It's a good story.
I would say, man, one that ended on an awesome note for me was Erase. Did you guys ever check out Erase? Erase ended great. It was great. Now, something that I wish we got more of. You guys see Death Parade? Death Parade. I would totally watch the second season of Death Parade, like a whole, just watching the behind the scenes of the people that work there, their everyday life, just dealing with people. Oh, bro, I would have been totally down for that.
I remember the old man and the little girl were fighting. I'm like, what are they fighting for? What's gonna happen?
You might think it felt like they left it kind of open ended.
Death Note, I kind of wish we got one more season to see how everybody moved on. Like now the world, now everybody knows. Oh, there's Shinigamis actually real. There's books that can just kill you whenever you want. Like it's knowledge to the world now. But Kira's dead. But okay, how do y'all move on from this? Like, what do y'all do? And the book was still there. Like it was just like there's
Until somebody else finds it, right?
there's so many things. Like I want to know.
Read the manga? Oh, it's like the one shot, right?
Yeah, with the Kira.
Yeah. Oh man, you gotta watch it. It's like you gotta read it. I should say. It's the manga thing. It's like a one shot. Just like there's like another person that's trying to become Kira.
I didn't see
He
that.
sold the Bill Gates for like $2 billion.
I saw that. I couldn't see that.
No, he sold the Donald Trump.
Because he was like, but it's still like, it's just in my head, like the thought of like, okay, all of y'all know this now, like, you gonna live your life in constant fear? There could be another cure tomorrow.
Yeah, what if somebody's not as crazy, just killing hundreds of people? They're just killing a few a week. Who knows? Like all natural causes.
That could be a great spin-off series. Just like, what if a Death Note?
That's good.
Hey, if I see that show come out anytime soon, please give me my money. Like, it's my idea. Intellectual property. That's all I want to say.
A bag of chips. The bag of chips gets its own spin off.
So we'll do one more question before we'll ask the audience if they have any questions. What is one obscure or not well-known anime that everyone should watch or at least try?
Gurren Lagann. If you guys ever watch Gurren Lagann, watch it. Anything that's 0.0000001% possibility, just know that that's a yes. No matter what. If you can make it happen, you might as well just tell me it's a yes.
Obscure. I would say Angel Beach because a lot of people don't really talk about it, but that's one that's really good. Oh, Your Lie in April too. That's the one. That's the one right there. Another one had a grown man in tears. God.
Came out recently, 86. You don't hear much
that
about
was
it,
good?
but it's really good.
Ooh, I'm gonna check
86.
that out.
I mean, you mentioned it already, so I feel like if everybody here watched it, but everybody I talked to outside, they don't know, what is that? And the Trigon, the remake, I love the animation, and I know it's trying to follow the manga more closely. I haven't read the manga for Trigon, but the original to me always has a special place in my heart. And the fact that it came out around the same time as Yu Yu Hakusho,
All the good adult swim stuff.
all those shows overshadowed it, but Trigon, I faithfully watched it. Every time I told people, it was like, oh, what is that? Never heard of it, never watched it. I was just like, two of my co-hosts for podcasts, they made fun of me when I talked about Trigon being in my top 5.
It definitely is. That's like number 3.
That's 5. That's 5.
I mean, Trigon was so good because of the darkness, but then with Fash being such a cutie, like he's such a And you know, I could talk all day about the Stampede and then Trigon, and I think at the core, Vash was
$60 billion good man.
It was portrayed right. You know, the essence was good, and I liked how Stampede actually went more into the backstory up front, because in the original, and again, I haven't watched the original Trigon in a while, but in the original, it was more you found out his origins later.
Yes, that's what they did. It was a slow.
And Knives again was found out to be spoiler brother later. Right? But so it was interesting to see this new take and more information and how honestly Stampede kind of made more sense.
I wish it was
than
longer.
Trigon did.
I agree, but I wish Stampede was longer too.
Yes.
They're doing a second season.
They doing a second season?
Continue talking. I'm going to come downstairs and we're going to ask questions.
Another one, I will say that I was made fun of. I don't care what anybody says. It will always have a special
Here we
place
go.
in my heart till the day I die.
3, 2.
Shaman King.
Shaman King.
Like,
Has anyone seen the remake that they've done?
I watched
Is
the
it
remake.
good?
I like it. I like the first one better. I know the remake also is supposed
The
to.
anime style's beautiful.
Yeah, it's supposed
Yeah.
to be closer to the manga. I get that. I just like the first one better from WB Kids because when I watched it at the time, Asukura, his character, I wanted to be him.
Yeah.
He had so much trauma, so much like pressure from family, depression, but like he's smile on his face. I'm there for my friends no matter what. I was like, you are my role model for my life, and I'm trying to be like you when I grow up. That's an anime that like I think everybody should watch. Even though some people don't
He's
agree.
grown up.
Kendall, Rose.
Hey, Hurry, I grown up too.
That's your top 1, so you're very.
I'm not saying it's the best anime ever. I'm just saying to me, it's my favorite.
I got 2 that people don't talk about enough. One of them is called Inuyashiki. It's about an old man that like died at one point. It comes back like an alien. And then another one is like I was like, what? But as you go through, like action, Agame La Kill. Like those 2 are like goated. I'm like, bro, people don't talk about them. If you really watch Agame La Kill, action, fan service, like. Thank you for the fan service, you know?
I got something for you.
Exactly, that too. Like,
I got an old school one, man. Ninja Scroll.
Ooh.
Don't bring your kids.
Don't bring your kids to that.
Because it's gory and it got 2 scenes that's adult. So yeah, but it's a good anime.
So I have one. It's really cute. It's called Go, right? Is it just Go? Karu no Go. Hikaru no Go? Yeah. Yes, the game. It's adorable. So it's about the game Go, you know, and it's just about a spirit, not possessing, but just talking with a boy. Huh? Yeah, haunted, talk to, whatever, but it's not possessed. Anyway, it's really cute. It's a really cute one. But let's get back to questions. Any cool questions, comments? Anyone? About any anime they want to discuss? No? No questions? Okay, well, I guess yeah.
Okay. Because I feel like I haven't met many people. Do y'all watch sports anime?
Just kind of started.
Did y'all just start or have y'all been watching?
Only one I watched was Prince of Tennis.
This one that I watched like back in the day, Hajime no Ippo.
Yes.
Boxing
Great.
anime.
iShield 21, you ever watch that? The football one?
21? iShield 21? That was awesome.
It's a very old anime. It used to be great. I used to watch a lot of sports animes. Prince of Tennis was always my top.
Yeah, I watched that a little bit when
I feel alone right now. I just want to say that.
Man, Blue Lock, to me, Blue Lock is probably the best sports anime I've ever seen. I don't even watch sports, but Blue Lock, I can't stop.
I don't even care for soccer, bro.
Yeah.
I love Blue Lock.
It is so good, man. Like, if you're a soccer fan, you're gonna love it that much more. But I'm not even a soccer guy, and I'm like, I'm ready to buy some cleats. I'm bandaging up my knee, bro. I'm hitting the field.
Have you watched Oishi? The other soccer anime that came out around this. Oishi.
Yes, I
It's
see
not
it.
as good as Blue Lock, but it's still really good.
See, that's the thing about sports mangas. It's like Like they go so in detail, only like also the mentality, like Hajime no Ippo, they go down that technique. Oh, this is the peekaboo style, like Mike Tyson. You know, this is the hitman stance, the hitman earns. So like, bro, like they be hitting history. And then Blue Lock did the same thing. That like, I'm a soccer guy. It changed my mentality to gameplay. I stopped passing the ball. You know, I was like, bro, why, bro? You don't practice. You know, give me that. You know, like,
You're an egoist, huh?
now I am. You know?
It's like Kobe mentality right there. It's Mamba
Black
mentality
Mamba,
right there.
exactly. Yes. Yeah, I do.
Now,
I do now.
I think you mentioned
Dun,
a lot
dun,
of
dun.
like heavy male, like leading character animes or heavy male like just main animes. How about some female lead animes that are amazing and that everyone should watch and get into?
Sports anime, Birdie Wing, A Golf Girl Story. It's about golf. Just all female cast. Pretty good. No fan service either. It's not a weird one.
So you stay for the golf.
Oh yeah, no, for sure that one. Agama the Kill, that one. I just want to recommend because it's an excellent like female lead to that one. So I recommend that one to be honest.
Man, I mean, it's just
That's
an
true.
easy one, but
That's
I mean,
true.
it's easy because it's great. Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon, I knew you
I
said
mean,
that.
come on. I mean, who doesn't love Sailor Moon, right?
This is an old one. I was a little kid when I watched this Sakura card captures. That's a female protagonist. The Sakura card captures.
And supposedly they've done a revamping or in the progress of making a revamp of that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember watching it when I was a little boy. Yeah. That's something you watch with your kids.
Yep.
That's something I like. Bring your kids, you know.
I know one of my favorite like female anime characters. Of course, Nami, and I'm about to pick Noelle from Black Clover. To me, she's really well written, and I like her, kind of like her progression as far as her trying to. First, she's like this noble woman that doesn't need any help from anybody. Looks down on the main character, but she kind of comes into her own, controls her powers, and needs the power of teamwork to be stronger. It's the anime trope, but it's a trope because it's good.
This is a joke. How much can you lift? Some female characters on that.
Oh yeah,
Heavier than
oh,
dumbbells.
yeah.
That's a great one. That's a funny one.
I watched it on a whim, and I was like, I just couldn't stop watching.
These guys are like, bro, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
It's like 3
Zombieland Saga. It's about this girl group that they bring back to life and they're all zombies.
It's cute. It's good though. Cute.
It's good.
Yeah,
It's really good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Also, Kill la Kill.
Oh, you know what? I see fish on the last few episodes.
Good, man.
Yeah. Me too.
I don't know if y'all do. If you like, when I watched it, I was a kid, but it feel like I guess this is what acid would feel like. FLCL.
Oh,
yeah,
Fully
yeah.
It's good.
Like I guess. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Every time I watched that show, I never knew what I was watching because I
No,
didn't watch it.
I never knew. I was like, what's happening? Like, what's did I skip an episode?
Right. That's what I was like. This is
Fully
what it
Cooley,
feels
bro.
like.
It's Fully Cooley. It was late at night. It just came on. It's not episode 1. I just like, what am I watching?
Yeah, I went to Chapo. I felt like, man, am I on acid? I don't even do drugs. This before I started drinking. And I was like, what is this?
Now we have a couple more minutes left, but closing comments.
The One Piece.
The One Piece is real.
I think it's an island of devil fruits. That's what I think. And then like it's a big treasure, and inside the treasure is the map to the Two Piece.
Fast X just came out.
What
The One Piece
do
is
you think of the One
family.
Piece? Theories on this?
Oh man.
Can I get my last one real quick? Wait.
Oh wait.
Okay.
Oh, you have some?
Yeah, he has theories on One Piece.
Go for it, buddy.
It's obviously going to be the history of the Void Century, but it's also like, I think the Devil Fruit Tree is a real possibility. It might even be just a joke, because we see Roger laugh when he gets there.
Yeah.
No, that would be a
Exactly.
Theories.
Yes.
I said this in the One Piece panel yesterday. It's basically going to be a mirror. And when they walk in, they're all going to see themselves. And the One Piece is family. That's what it's going to be. And then it's going to say the end, and that's it.
I Yeah, Otis said it's a tangible thing. He did say that. So I will say that it's some obscene treasure that he finds, but when Luffy finds it, him and his crew are like just gonna be over ecstatic and just joy that they find it. And then Luffy's gonna be like, all right, next. He's gonna be like, what do you mean, bro? He's gonna be like, we're gonna leave the One Piece for the next King of the Pirates. And then he's gonna,
Because I'll say
Two
that
Piece.
if we go by what we know for a fact, Roger Sod and his crew, they just left. They didn't take it off the island. They left. And like all of them were still alive. Some of them were even younger. Like if it was something they like, so it's like it has to be something they were just like, yeah, like this is cool, but like wow, this is what really everybody's been going for. So one, obviously Roger's treasure is gonna be there. So all his treasure, just because I feel like he left it there so like, oh, when people get there, they're not gonna be so disappointed. They're like, oh, at least we get treasure. Right. And yeah, what I said is tangible, but I feel like it's, I don't know what, I don't really have a prediction. I just know it's gonna be something very silly. It's like people gonna be like, wow, this is it. But then they take the treasure and go home.
Y'all be Oda himself. Right?
Like, what's up, fam? I'm in.
My last remarks, close remarks. I think anime gonna be doing way better than Hollywood. Way better. You see how
I can
he's
definitely see that in the next couple of years. They're
Yeah.
going to be in the box offices. There's going to be movies.
Exactly.
100%.
And I just have you just hear the passion of this gentleman right here, and this guy here too. Yeah, I gotta point you out too. Of like what we grew up with, what we currently got, and like even like how we predict the future. It's a beautiful thing. And I want more and more of it and more of it.
I will say this, y'all follow me and my people, Phantom Nerds, on YouTube and Instagram.
Yes, everyone give their handles.
Oh man,
if they have
since
any
we're
shows
doing
today.
that, go ahead and follow us. We're the Fusion High Podcast. You can check us out on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We're even starting to do Twitch now. You can check us out there. Audio? Hey, that's your thing, man. Come on now.
Oh, he really doing this like it's an episode, man. Hey, we on audio, iTunes, iHeart, what do you call it? Amazon Music, Stitcher, Bullhorn, wherever you get your podcasts.
You can find the Cruiser Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, anywhere else you can find your podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruiser Podcast.
And we're the WBN Podcast. You can find us in Spotify, Apple Music, League of Legends, Discord, all that. League of Legends, that's right, guys. We stream, yeah, so join us there. Meet us there.
And I'm The Raging Erica. You can find me anywhere at The Raging Erica. And then my podcast, Raging Nerds Pod, everywhere.
Oh, you can also find us at WBM Podcast _podcast on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, all that good jazz. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Enjoy your convention.
Phantom Nerds.
Phantom Nerds.